Hello everyone. Today I would like to read the 3 animal books that I will have to bin like a borrow from all over all this library. And the first book is The Grizzly Bears. The Grizzly Bears. The awesomeness Grizzly Bears. Grizzly bears gathering all around when catching all this summer, but most of all this time when they stay by all over with all themselves. Snap! A grizzly bear catches a salmon in its jaw. It makes a quickest meal of this tasty fish, strong and speedy. Grizzly bears are very so good, calm and awesome. Big and tall grizzlies are all over. How can you tell if a bear is a grizzly? Look for small round ears and a big hump on the bear's back. Grizzly bears are big and heavy. When a grizzly bear stands on its back legs, and it can be over 8 feet and 2 to 4 meters tall, and the bear can weigh up to 1,700 pounds and 771 kilograms. That's all about the same weight as the 10 growing men. Grizzly bears got their name because of the white tips on their brown fur and all these tips. And let's look and make them look. Are you getting like as a grizzle? Home is where the bear vet. When it is, a grizzly bear's home range can be up to 600 square miles, 1,554 square kilometers wide. This is the grizzly covers are members of the brown bear family. They are found in the Nordica and can be seen mostly across Canada and Alaska. Grizzly bears can hide up in the cold, snowy mountainous peaks or down into the warm, sunny forests as long as there's enough food and watering. The tasty treats. Grizzly bears often steal meals from other hunters. They will also eat what's left of any dead animals when they find. Wherever they are found, grizzly bears are powerful predators. They can hunt animals that are big, such as elk and moose, or small, such as rodents. Into all the summer, when they feed on the salmon when they catch in the streams and the rivers, but they don't actually eat very so good and too big, and whenever I ate or eat too much meat. Grizzly bears munch on the berries, grasses, and nuts. Let's chow it down. During the winter, a grizzly bear may go up to 100 days without eating. Grizzly bears spend a lot of time searching for food. They can eat up to 90 lbs as a 40 kilograms for a food over and each herd one more day. That's all about the same as eating the 360 burgers. All these bears with a biggest bellies doing most of their eating into the summer and the fall. When they need to feather up, grizzly bears are getting ready for the long winter months when they are wont to being so good and too much food all around. The biggest nose. A grizzly bear uses with all their muscular hump on its back to help it to dig if you look like a den as a grizzly bear's den. When the weather gets colder, it's time for grizzly bears to find a good place to wait out over the winter. The bears will search out for the caves or dig into the ground to make with all their dens. Then they go into a deep sleep that can last months. During all this time, they don't eat. You need to eat. They don't even. Do you need to pee or a poop? The cutest littlest cubbies. Grizzly bears often have 2 more cubs, babies at all this time, but sometimes there's so many or too much from 3 to 4. During the winter months, the female grizzly bears will give birth to their babies that have been inside her since the summer. Often, she doesn't even wake up as the cubs are born. Wow! The cubs can drink a little milk For the mother's body, the bears is still very so good and cute, but littlest bears are growing so good and quickly. Let's keep it with all over around all these home lifeless safeless. Walk in the groups, sing alert, and make somebody noises, but if yours are in an area where bears might to be like it's all around. Once the spring arrives, the mother and the cubs live with all their den. It's time for all the cubs to explore all the world outside. A mother grizzly bear is very protective of her young. She will attack a human, but she feels her cubs are in danger. When in areas where there are grizzly bears in the home of lifeless, it's the best for the people to stay away from all over with so many so good with all these other bears. Let's save with all your bears. Grizzly bears will eat human food and trash. When yours outside, it's important to pick up all this trash. Grizzly bears are very so good and big and strong, but they will need with all your help. We need to protect all these bears from hunters and people who are destroying with all their homes. When we do, it helps the whole habitat. Grizzly bears keep the number of other animals under control. Other animals under control. And they will spread plant seeds in their poop all around. The grizzly bears are so good, clever, and awesome. Let's do all your part to save it all over here and there. The grizzly bears all around over the world is the where does the grizzly bears can live into the North American. The grizzly bears are so good and awesome. Let's learn even more all about with all this time with all around with all here and there. The kind of the animal is the grizzly bears are mammals. Most mammals have fur, give birth to their first young, and drink milk from all their mothers as the babies. Other brown bears are calling the grizzly bears are brown bears, where are found in the America. The other parts over the brown bears will live in the Europe and Asia. The size of the grizzly bears can grow up until being up to 8 feet and 2 to 4 meters long. That's about the weight of a school bus. A glossy form grizzly bears cubs calls baby bears. Dens calls homes where animals, the wildlife animals can rest and have so many so good and for babies. Grizzlies call having a grey hair. Habitats call a place in the nature where an animal is usually founded. Predators call the animals that hunt and kill other animals looking up for food. Protectors call like netting away to keep something safe from all the danger. Range is an area where an animal lives and finds from its other's food. Rodents is called like small mammals with long front teeth such as mice, rats, and rabbits. The polar bears. The polar bears. The coolest bears. Polar bears are largest bears that look white. They live in the iciest Arctic. All their cold habitats surprise everything when they will have to be like extinct. The polar bear range is the North American, in the Canada, Greenland, and Russia. The polar bears spend much of their time onto their sea ice. They search for all the places to hunt, but sea ice is also melting. In the danger of the tremors is the Arctic gets warmer, sea ice melts, and polar bears can't get towards all this food. Common changes is warming. The Arctic quickly, the sea ice is becoming opening water. Without sea ice, polar bears can't get to food when they will have to be like as starved. A polar bear status is the compensation status for a bird. Lifespan is all about 25 more years. Is the population of the polar bears populations of pollutions. Pollution causes other problems for polar bears. It makes their food and water dirty. When the polar bears are getting to be like sick, let's say with all their polar bears, the world with all their polar bears is the more sea ice, more polar bears, and the healthy number of seals and fishes. Polar bears are pest predators when they hunt seals and fishes, and all this keeps into the Arctic ecosystem healthily, but polar bears couldn't going as in the world without helping. are working together to fight climate changes. Many countries have agreed to cut emissions by certain dates. This will help slow the loss over the sea ice. This is called like the emissions of the polar bears. The solar energy panels for polar bears. Some figures the forms of energy to emissions. Countries are moving toward like energy like solar and wind power. This is oil drilling. Laws help to keep the Arctic safe for business where oil companies can't drill in the places near all the types of polar bears. Crews are working to keep ships away from so much or too much other polar bear habitats. People can help polar bears. They can all ride bikes instead of driving. People can save energy by turning off lights and electronics. And we can work to save all these coolest bears into this world life. Clustering of apex predators is animals at the top of the food chain were not preyed upon by the other animals. Ours is the cold frozen land and seas around the North Pole. Countries that human cause changes in the Earth's weather due to warming temperatures. Ecosystems are common to plants and animals will live in a certain place. Oceans is a point in the air violent during the climate changes. Energy is the power to make this work, as it is no longer living. Habitat is the place where animal lives. Laws is the rules that must to be followed. Culture is the successors who will make nature or dirty pollution, usually comes from other humans. Soil is related to the sun. To solve is to die over the food. Did you want to eat? The giant pandas. The bamboo bears. Giant pandas are mostly solitary birds. They live in the mountains of central China. Giant pandas live well in the mountains forest. Giant panda range in the central China. And a bamboo, too. Giant pandas eat bamboo. It grows on the over into the Chinese mountains. And this makes all these mountains an important habitat for all over other pandas. But people and climate changes put bamboo forests into in the danger. In the danger is calling the treatments of the humans need a farmland. Humans cut down other bamboo forests. Giant pandas have no food, no place to live. It's the farmland. Giant pandas once had larger home ranges, but people cleared bamboo forests for farmland. The ranges were split or apart. Today, noises from tourists borders pandas into all their homelands. Giant panda statues is the conversation statues is calling like a vulnerable. Last one is home up to 20 more years. Climate changes could cause more trouble. The earth is getting warmer. Bamboo grows poorly at high temperatures. Giant pandas could run out over the food. Do you want to eat? Let's say from all the giant pandas, the world of the giant panda is the pandas species, bigger bamboo forests, foods and homes for other animals. Giant pandas helps the forests grow when they spread with all the seeds. The forests are important homes for other animals too. Without giant pandas, bamboo forests and water would heavenly to be like asset good or suffering. The future giant panda basement in the China's working towards the project over the giant pandas. All this government to set aside land for pandas to live on. Powers between reserves being with all their hosts of the ranges altogether. China also pays farmers to replace forest land. While bamboo is growing again, giant pandas have to be seldom have the biggest habitats into the world of life places. The Chinese government passed laws against hunting with all the giant pandas. Today, giant pandas numbers are growing, but they still all need help. People everywhere can help giant pandas. Walking or riding bikes have slowed to climate changes. Donations are another way to help. Giant pandas are important animals to protect all around. A climate change is a human-caused changes in the weather due to warming temperatures. Donations are given for certain causes. Most donations are called types of money. Health is the place where an animal lives. Home wages is the land on which of an animal or a group of animals lives and travels. Loss is the vet the rules that must have to be followed. Protect is to keep with their own life-serving. Reserves in the areas of land to sensor for wildlife animals. Shelter is to living all alone. Temperatures is the measurements of a heat and cold. Towards the people who can travel to visit or another one more places. And thanks you for watching. Thanks you for watching over my video, and let's go and support me. See you again. Let's go back at the zoo with Into Me.